Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. I really wish that Facebook would put back the feature to share this video into my group. It's just not, it's gone. How sad is that? I'm trying to look, nope, it won't let me do it. All right, so let's have an impromptu late afternoon for me, maybe it's early afternoon for you, or evening for you, chat about the law of attraction, one of my favorite topics, because I just read something that made me laugh a little bit. I always kind of laugh when there are comments on Facebook and posts that are just looking to start kind of that, start that friction to kind of like coaches in like putting down coaches or calling out other coaches or calling out, philosophies or spiritual people or whatnot. Those always kind of crack me up when I see social media engaging in that, because those of us who are in the coaching or personal development or spiritual professions, usually our mission is to help and serve, right? To help empower people to be the best version of themselves, whatever that means for them. And to also do that by modeling that ourselves. So becoming the best version of ourselves. I feel like that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty simple. So to kind of like pick each other apart makes me scratch my head. Because I'm like, that's kind of the opposite of what we're trying to do, is spend time and energy picking each other apart. So I saw this group. I was doing some research on Facebook, doing some research for my own group. And I came across this group that is about happiness. And the description of the group, it said that, are you done with, the self-help, approaches that they just make all these grand promises and don't deliver? Are you finished with this whole being spiritual thing and feeling like you're a fraud with it, or that just doesn't resonate, or it just doesn't seem like anything's happening? Or are you done with the law of attraction? So it's just like you must stay positive all the time, and you just feel like you're fake happy, or you're spiritually bypassing, or you're doing all these things and you never quite get what you want. And kind of also implying that the law of attraction was a concept that was a lie or made up by other people to just sabotage the mindset of people who are struggling, or to keep them struggling. And also to keep them confused. Like, people will try to learn these teachings of law of attraction and feel like, oh, this is great, I love it, it's interesting, it's inspiring, but I'm not getting results, so I'm confused about how to even put it into my life in a practical way and make things happen. So this post went on to say, what if there was no such thing as a law of attraction? What if it's just a complicated lie? What if the whole self-help, self-improvement industry is just a big trap? Like, right? It's just that you're not broken. There's nothing to fix. If you're constantly trying to improve, then you're just missing out on life altogether, or you're constantly thinking you're broken. I agree with that a little bit, and I'll talk about that. What if the biggest lie in the world is nobody's perfect? What if you are perfect, right? What if by nature you are perfect? There is nothing to fix or improve. I'm down with that statement. Okay, I like that one. But the last statement was the funniest, because it said, what if the answer is accepting, allowing, and admitting your beautiful perfection? And when you really surrender to that truly, that the door opens and you find out that the universe is the perfect mirror of your awareness and your state of being. And then I went, and by doing that, by surrendering, allowing, and admitting that you are inherently perfect, you are a gift from the Most High, from God, from universe, from source, and you are on your own journey and you're right where you need to be. There's nothing you need to fix. You're not broken, right? All is well. Even if there are things that you want to change in your life, or tough things that you've been through, this is your, part of your journey. The universe is a perfect mirror of your state and awareness. And I went, wait, isn't that the law of attraction though? Isn't that the law of attraction just said in a different way? And I laughed, because it's funny how we get in these little quibbling conflicts and these little like bitch fests and just kind of cutting each other down, when the truth is we're all saying the same thing. We all want the same thing, which is to be the best version of ourselves, which is to feel empowered, which is to have freedom in our lives, whatever that means to you, to have freedom as a human being, okay? And what that just said and what law of attraction is simply keeping it simple. I think law of attraction is friggin' true. It is a universal truth, and you can look back at your life and reflect and see exactly how it works. It doesn't mean that you have to be positive all the time. So it's taking this universal truth and getting upset about it because there are maybe teachers, gurus, healers, coaches who took that concept, complicated it, and are teaching it in a way that maybe doesn't make complete sense, or maybe is a little bit misguided, or maybe is a little bit misleading. Okay, or people who are watching those teachings or reading about it are not confident in themselves, or not self-aware enough to know how to apply it in their lives. It's not that it's a lie or that somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes and trying to bullshit you. It's just that maybe your state right now, your level of awareness is where you need to be. And right now, that's just not, it's not the time for it to totally sink in a way that makes sense to you. Or it's pushing your buttons, pushing your trigger buttons and some trauma buttons of not good enough. I feel like I'm not attracting what I want. I feel like I'm always, attracting toxic stuff, or I keep getting into shit sandwich situations. What's my problem? I'm not attracting that. And law of attraction says I have to be positive all the time. Well, I can't. And you know what? You mean to tell me, law of attraction, that I manifested this awful thing happening to me? That's what you're saying? It's like, no, actually, no. And if any teacher taught you that, please run the other way. Or if that's how you're feeling by listening to someone, run the other way or unfollow, and find someone that's speaking about it in a way that is really simple and makes more sense and resonates. Because all law of attraction is saying is this: like attracts like. Energy is a thing, right? Energetically, like this person said, the universe is a mirror of your state and your current awareness. That's all. It doesn't mean you're manifesting bad things because you're sad, you're frustrated, you're angry. That's like invalidating the human emotions. Who said that being mad, sad, or frustrated is bad? It's implying that by having a human emotion, you're going to manifest some shit, when that is part of the human experience. And guess what? Sometimes you can manifest some kick-ass stuff from a place of anger. And obviously, if you're harming yourself or someone else, that is not something that would be aligned with your higher self in the first place. Okay, because higher self, source, God, universe, is unconditional love, joy. So, violence, harm, deceit, lying, whatever it is, trickery, or, meanness is not part of the deal there. So how you're born, that perfection that you're born with, that is your higher self, which we lose touch with when we grow older sometimes, many times, oftentimes. The world counts on you to disconnect from your higher self because you're easily tricked, you're easily scared, you're easily angered and triggered. And we get in a state of resistance. I don't want to heal. I don't want to feel better. I want to, nobody understands me. You don't understand what I've been through. You're just bypassing my trauma. It's like, no. You cannot bypass your trauma, and nobody should tell you that, and you cannot do that. Law of attraction is not saying that. Just by being happy all of the time is not what it's saying, because if you're faking it, like attracts like, you're going to attract fake things to you. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like it's a bad thing, but you'll attract things in your life that really don't align with you. At the end of the day, you'll be like, why does this work? I'm not attracting what I want. Well, if you're forcing yourself to feel happy, or forcing yourself to feel a certain way, or you're just avoiding feeling angry or sad or frustrated or scared, and you're in resistance to feeling that way because you think it's bad. It's bad if I feel that way. I'm going to go down a negative spiral. I'm bipolar, or I have this condition, or, something's wrong with me. I can't feel that way. That's bad. If I'm not having a great day, if I'm not super positive, that's bad. It's like, no, what if you just accepted that it's not bad? That you're feeling how you feel, and you're perfect for how you feel. That is what you're feeling right now, and it's completely valid and real and yours. And the only way to manifest what it is that you want is to be authentically you at all times. So whoever says the law of attraction is about forced positivity is full of shit, because that means you're faking, you're lying, and you're going to just attract things that you cannot be open to your own higher authentic self if you're trying to force or fake something. You cannot. So you might attract a relationship, a situation that isn't really who you are, doesn't really turn you on, isn't really what you want at the end of the day, because you are not just surrendering to how you feel who you are. But you have to think for a minute, right? Think for a minute about times you've manifested things that you've been super proud of, super excited about, super happy with. We have to sort of admit to a point that those times, and when it seemed super easy, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm like got the Midas touch. Everything's going my way. Usually you're pretty happy. Usually when you're doing it, you're either in a good mood or you're focused like this. Your energy is on getting that result. It's not about being happy or sad necessarily. Although if we're super, super sad, oftentimes it's hard to take action from that space if you're like on the floor curled up in a ball. You may need to do that right then. You may need to do that first before you're inspired to take action, because sometimes out of those emotions comes some big ass inspiration. You're clearing the way for what's meant to come in. Or you're angry. Say you're angry, you're frustrated, you're in a relationship that's toxic, and you decide, I'm done. So out of that anger became a moment of empowerment to make a decision that was in your highest good. So there's nothing to say you have to be positive all the frickin' time in order to manifest or have law of attraction work for you. What the problem is when we don't surrender. That person said, when you allow and admit and surrender and accept your inherent perfection, you're right where you need to be, and your feelings are valid, and your feelings are absolutely where you need to be, and you allow them to be there, you open the door to possibilities. Because if you feel like, wow, the universe mirrors my state of awareness, the universe mirrors my state of being, then it's like, well, what can I create from that? It's the kind of like opening the door to possibility. When you get into that place of surrender and awareness, radical self-awareness, then it opens up to possibility. It's not about happy, sad, or angry, or mad, or scared about how you feel. It's about coming into a place where you're fully present with yourself and surrendering that that energy matters, that like attracts like. So that means where you put your energy, you will get it back. So if you're focused on one result, most likely, most of the time, you will get it. It's like if you're working out, right? We're coming on January 1st. It's all about like working out, getting in shape, doing the things, right? If you put your focus on working out and you come up with a plan and you're consistent with it, you're going to see results. That's it. Sometimes we give up too soon as humans. We want the instant gratification, but the universe law of attraction doesn't work like that. It's where your energy goes, right? Where your energy goes, then action, everything starts to flow. What is that saying? Something like where energy goes, action flows, or something like that. Or where your thoughts or intentions go, the energy flows. That's the energy of law of attraction. What you're putting out, what you're manifesting, what you're truly committed to is the energy you get back. Doesn't mean you can't have a bad fucking day and be sad and do whatever. But if you accept yourself and you know that the universe is working with you, you know who you are and what it is that you truly desire, your emotions in the moment don't matter. It doesn't mean you're going to manifest bad stuff. It doesn't mean that you have to force positive. It just means where you put your energy, that's where the intention goes, and that's what you will get back. So if I continuously, and it also is the energy, the lens that you see the world through. So if I'm sad every day, probably anytime anything happens, it's going to seem sad, right? Like if I'm feeling sad, I could probably watch like, I don't know, Caddyshack, if you're my age, like a funny movie, and I'll be like, but if I was in a different state, I would probably find it funny, or you know what it is? It's just like, it's just how you see the world, the lens that you see the world through, and then where you put your energy with action taking, inspired action. That's the law of attraction. Doesn't mean you're manifesting good, bad, or ugly. It just means that you're manifesting things that your energy is going towards or not going towards. You know, then it's not going to bring you that certain result, or that's not going to appear. So don't worry about, it's not a lie. I thought that was really funny. It's so true. It's so true. And you can think about it in your life, like I said, and just look at the moments, everything seemed to flow perfectly. You probably were super focused on making your goal happen. And you were probably like either in a really good mood, having fun doing it, or you were like super passionate because maybe you were angry, or maybe you were afraid, or maybe you were sad, and you decided to fight back. Okay, so when you made the decision to take action, I'm done with this, I'm changing my circumstances. But none of the emotions are the enemy. They're not the bad part, and that doesn't mean anything. So anyways, that's it, right? And by the way, when it says self-improvement is a trap, hey, we're all on a healing journey, and we can choose to go as far as we want to with it. Whatever you're meant to receive, how you want to, there's nothing wrong with healing. Doesn't mean you're broken. Healing is a different thing. And if you're healing and you're feeling better, then what does that do for your energy? What does that do for your energy and intention? If you're putting that love into yourself. But if self-help or spirituality is making you feel like shit, then it's time to either go away from the source that you're reading or watching or listening to, or it just means, why is this triggering me? This is another opportunity for me to be like, why is this triggering me? What is the universe asking me to look at? What is it asking me to look at and understand about myself? Not about the other person, about me. Not a blame game, not victim blaming, shaming, and no victim nothing or blaming, shaming. It's because at the end of the day, you have you. Like you can only control your path and your journey. So you may as well be open to all the possibilities and just surrender to the powers that be and be willing to consider and just be willing to be present with anything that comes up. That no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and the universe wouldn't do that. The universe is not here to torture you or make you feel like shit. So it's not the law of attraction that makes people feel bad or the spirituality. It's other people. It's other people that might be speaking of it in a certain way, or it's just our own trigger. Like it's not vibing with us right now, or something about it is hitting a pain point that maybe we didn't want to look at. And we're like, I have to look at that about myself, and I have to place for growth, and it's okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. You're going to do fine with it. Just be open to whatever the possibilities are. Stay present with it. And just, I promise you, you won't get lost in the abyss. And you can figure out how to make the law of attraction work the way you want it to. But it's not a thing you have to work it. It's just being. A law of attraction is the being and then the doing. The being has to come first. I think sometimes we just try to do and we forget to be. And we don't know who we are. So that's impossible. The universe is like, I don't know if you really want that. I don't know if that's truly aligned with your higher self. I don't know. And we don't even know what it is we're trying to manifest. We're like, well, this isn't working, but we don't know what we really want. So how do we know what to put our energy into? So, that's all I have to say about that for today. But if you're on my email list, I just sent out a really long story email today about my intentions for 2022 and a little journey that I want to take some of you on with me because upcoming in the new year, yes, I'll be doing readings. Yes, I'll be doing coaching. I have 2 amazing programs right now, Conjure and Witchpreneur. And I am also going to be on a serious health journey. And I'm taking as many people as I can with me on this one. I took a bunch of people on with me this year on a health journey that unfortunately ran into a huge snag due to a company that was being ridiculously stupid. And so I'm gonna pivot like I always do and find a way to do something that is aligned with my health goals for the next year, because health is everything. And speaking of law of attraction, if we feel like shit on a health level, how are we going to be able to be open to any possibilities? How are we going to be able to help ourselves heal, feel better, raise vibration? Can't. It's just, if we feel like shit, that's the foundation. So if you're interested in that, you can comment below me or raise your hand or say, tell me more, and I will send you some details on that. There's going to be a cash giveaway with this movement or this program coming up in January that I'm inviting people to be a part of. And in my group, Magic and Manifestation Witches, we're going to do some meditation and some movement and some mindset work as part of 2022. Part of manifesting is working on the foundation. That means meditating and connecting and getting quiet. That means moving your body, getting your body flowing, getting stronger, not hardcore cardio, burpees and fucking shit like that. It's like really core work, low impact, that's not hard on you, and also mindset work to get our mindset in the right place. So this is all going to be part of this. If you want to know more, let me know or message me. Or if you're not on my email list, go to thewitchyceo.com and click on the free chakra meditation. You can get a free meditation to download from me, and you'll be on my email list, so you'll get all the different emails. That be all I have to say about that. Oh, and tomorrow night I'm doing end of the year kind of ritual closeout workshop called Release and Realign. It's in my group Magic and Manifestation Witches. If you want to join us tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, just go ahead and send a request to the group and invite anyone who you think would really benefit from that. And that's it. I love you all so much. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.